Also, don't forget to hit me with screen share when you're...
Oh wow, they're starting already.
Oh shit.
That's a shame. Oh, okay, we have a stream.
He just posted it. Yeah.
By Shanks. Okay, nice. They could have done that a little bit sooner, but whatever.
Oh shit, we're starting off with bruise tubes.
Really? Wow.
Also, please give me stream on Discord.
Oh yeah.
Thank you.
We are starting off with the roost tubes, and it's gonna be interesting to see if Shanks is actually going to attempt the new tech here.
Alright, so super controversial tech being used here.
Is it though?
Definitely. Let's see as we pull up on a lap 2, assumingly Shanks. Oh, he doesn't go for it.
He doesn't go for it, but we also don't see first place go for it, which is kinda interesting. It seems like none of the Peruvian players has practiced the new pulse width tech yet, so yeah.
Yeah, I'm actually really surprised. I mean, this one, if you know how to speed ghost, is not hard.
I mean, I guess I could see Foons probably going for it, maybe, if he feels like it. But then again, considering how fast Icon moves on the minimap, he's probably not going for it.
Yeah, it's very possible. Other than that, we just kind of see a slugfest anyways,
Yeah.
from
Yeah.
the middle of the pack as you would normally see.
Basically
Like
what
Shanks
Roost Tubes
might
is
get
normally.
Shanks might get a takedown. Yeah, he gets moving up into the second spot. Meanwhile, Boons is still just way out in front.
I mean, I guess one thing that Roost Tubes has going for it, since I guess Finland is hosting, because in that case, Foons could make use of the TNT tech.
TNT tech, yeah.
If he's the host, but which I'm not sure though. It could be someone else though. And oh, Samu gets a clock. Pretty powerful item.
Kind of late. But
oh, use it at the end to overtake the players. Yeah. Good call, but wasn't enough. Wow. Okay, so we didn't see any pulse attack here. This was rather just the usual slugfest, which Roost Tubes usually is.
I think Foons might have done the pulse with tech, like, on first SG.
Maybe, yeah.
I think it looked like he did, but it's hard to tell from Zamu's perspective. But yeah, it was kind of surprising not to see too many people doing the tech at all.
Yeah, but we are definitely going to see more of that in the future, I'm pretty sure. Because I know some teams are already practicing it, and I know some teams who are going to pick Roost Tubes or Electron Avenue, and I mean the tech affects other tracks as well, so yeah, we might see a different kind of picks in the future. Who knows?
The thing that's very interesting about this whole thing to me is that I think this being in the time frame of the World Cup kind of breeds this like arms race thing.
Yeah.
It almost reminds me of, you know, like the space for the first to the moon kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like everybody's kind of holding on to their strats a little bit.
Mm.
The people that are discovering more and more are just trying to keep it in with their communities.
Yeah.
It almost seems like it's pretty interesting in that regard.
I mean, it's definitely the case that we see some of the teams already practicing the poles of attack, and the time trial community especially is analyzing the tech right now and what kind of what aspects of the gameplay are even affected by it. We know, for example, the tech can be used on off-road parts. For example, on Tiger Temple, you can use poles of attack to not slow down at all, which may be useful to avoid items, for example. And yeah, right now it kind of depends on who masters the tech first, because those people who master it first have a pretty big advantage over the other teams for sure. And
Exactly.
yeah.
Yeah, as some might say, it's kind of toxic, but at the very least, it's actually, I'd say it's spicing everything up. I feel like not the community itself, but the game is kind of stagnant.
Yeah.
And now it just kind of feels like there's a reason for everybody to kind of compete again. There's something new and it's completely game changing.
It will change many tracks for sure. Like of course we can't exactly say what it's gonna be affect in the long run, but there will be some tracks that will be affected by it for the better or worse, which is something we have yet to see. Assembly lane, though, on the other hand, is not going to be affected by the new tech at all. So we are gonna see the usual gameplay here.
Shitty track.
It really depends. I think as far as like the long tracks go, I think assembly lane is one of the better tracks.
Zombu kind of fumbling around.
Yeah.
While he's trying to take down GP Blast. At least gets the takedown, but doesn't have any fire.
Honestly, not having fire on assembly lane is not really that big of a deal, considering the sacred fire is not really too much faster than the standard orange fire, so you're only gonna lose like, I don't know, 2-3 seconds. It's really not that much, and also considering you can easily get a turbo canister to get sacred fire back, so...
Zamu taking down another Peruvian, now working his way up into third place. Foons, I do believe that is.
Yeah.
Second place.
Foons and Shanks are pretty much secluded from the rest of the pack, which is expected by them, especially from Foons, who usually takes on the front runner role. Foons is a very consistent player, very fast player also. He rarely does mistakes. He's one of the most consistent players for sure, and but then again, Shanks sitting comfortably in the blue shield in first place, so yeah, getting him down from there is gonna be difficult for sure.
At the very least, you see Finland in 2-3-4,
yeah,
which is still good points for them.
Kinda the same positions that the Peruvians had on Rose Tubes.
Yeah.
Feels like it's inversed this time.
See, basically, yeah, the Peruvians right now are 1, then, was that 6, 7, 8? Yeah. All the pentas are in the back, except for Shanks.
Yep. And I mean, it's a lot closer than you would expect, because if you look at the seeds that both of these teams had in the seeding phase, like Finland came out on top, actually got first seed, beat Germany in the last match, and then Peru was like in the middle somewhere. I think they were at like 10th place. I don't remember it exactly, but yeah, it's definitely closer than what you would expect from just looking at the seeds.
If I remember right, Peru was closer to being knocked out.
Yeah.
Extremely close to being knocked out.
Yeah, I remember Peru being on the verge of, or at least being in danger of being knocked out, as you say. Yeah, that's actually true. Yeah, I think they were even lower than 10th place. They were in the bottom half for sure.
Yeah. And it looks like really no position changes in the last like 3 or
Oh,
so laps.
Peru was actually 16th. Okay, so
Yeah.
one place lower. They would. Damn, I didn't remember it that well at all. But yeah, I mean, considering that first seed is basically playing against 16th seed right now, and for that the match is still kind of close. So
Sure, yeah, after the first race, especially. I mean, even after this race, it's gonna be very close still, I think.
yeah, Hank's in the 7th place, which means that Finland only wins 3 points in that race, so it's still tight as ever. And Assembly Lane, of course, is one of those tracks where after a certain point, interactions don't really happen anymore. So we've kind of seen that. We've seen Hanks drop down from 5th to 7th, but that's basically all that happened in the last 2 or 3 laps.
Yeah, because I do remember us commentating the Latin America versus Spain, and we were talking about the plausibility of Peru even getting knocked out at that point, which wasn't possible because Australia was already locked in, and if the Spain won by a certain amount of points, then it would have actually knocked out Latin America instead.
Yeah, I remember, yeah.
Yep.
But then again, I guess with the NK people playing for Peru is actually pretty beneficial for them, because I know that the NK players, they are a really strong team, and we're definitely seeing it work out really well. So I guess letting the NK people play is really just what Peru needs.
Yeah. Alright, so now we're gonna move into Mystery Caves. I think the rest of these tracks are not super interesting of the picks. I mean, I guess Slide could be interesting because we haven't really seen that one picked too much yet. Despite it being usually a relatively popular track, we haven't really seen it picked much.
Yeah, in terms of like gameplay balance, Slide Coliseum is factually the most balanced track in the game because it has no fire at all. So this track is solely dependent on the item plays. And I know and also, I mean, if you front run Slide Coliseum, it's still a fairly difficult track. There's a lot of tech to it, and it's a good track overall for sure. So that's why a lot of people like it.
Yeah. Alrighty, let's see if we see any interesting plays. Zamu going wide as he
Zamu did a tactical slowdown there to get overtaken by the player in 7th place, so that he can roll an item on 7th place instead of 6th place, which drastically wow, that beaker. Ooh, okay.
So good.
That looked really cool. That was a really nice beaker there from Zamu.
Definitely like that. That was pretty sick.
Yeah, that would look really cool.
Zamu appeared in 2nd place. Now I'm getting juiced up. I can't tell who that is in 1st place, but it's one of the Peruvians.
Yeah, it's a GP Blast.
GP Blast out in front. Zamu in 2nd place. Then you got Hanks, then Onks, and then Foon. So once again, you see the Finns are 2, 3, 4, 5. Of course, everybody is still actually kind of bunched up, so it's not unlikely that we can see some movement.
I think what the Finnish players are doing is a pretty good strategy, because for them only Zamu goes wide at the start and 3 people try to go tight. And I know there are some other teams where only 1 person goes tight at the start and 3 people try to go for an item, and it's not going to work out, because if they roll a super engine, then the enemy team basically has a free pass to just escape. And I think what the Finnish players are doing here is actually really good. It's pretty much what you should do, is you should go tight, because you want to take the enemy players out as soon as possible.
Yeah. Do you see I think that was Roka. Roka's making some plays. He's up there in 4th place now. Shanks in 5th. So the Peruvians are catching up, getting back up into those higher ranks.
And we see Foon's getting taken out, and if he's getting comboed by Shanks, nice,
Yep,
nice.
It is.
I mean, squishing players isn't really that big of a time loss for them. It's more to just take them the Wumpas away, basically. Like, squishing players doesn't really make them that much slower if they already got hit. But it takes their Wumpas away and can be helpful sometimes, because it makes it harder for them to get the Wumpas back.
Watching a little bit of a mess here.
Yeah.
We do still see Zamu up in front. I feel like, I mean, we're pulling up on. Oh, there's the back bomb.
He didn't hit because it got countered by a bomb on his own. Now they have a clock while Shanks has a mask. That's a perfect counter right there, and that's gonna secure them top 2 pretty much.
Yeah, for sure.
And Foons is probably also getting overtaken by Shanks here, and that might.
Yep, there it is.
Oh, okay.
Ooh. There's a lot of movement going on.
Yeah,
here.
we've definitely seen some good plays here from the Peruvian team.
Yeah, Peru pretty much locking in the top 2 spots no matter what.
Yeah.
But everything below that's a slugfest.
Yeah.
Who knows what?
Also, Zamu gets overtaken, and and he runs into a beacon. I mean, we've seen some kind of unfortunate items on Shanks' part that he just took out of the way, basically, and I feel this race could have been a top 3 or even a top 4 maybe for Peru if they hadn't hit so many unnecessary backspam. We've definitely seen a lot of good plays here, but yeah.
Alright, so we went 1-2, then 7-8 for Peru that time. So that is still a win for Peru.
Yep, but only by 3 points.
3 points though puts them in the lead again though.
By 1 point only.
Yeah, again. So 3 races in, we really are continuing to keep this nice and close.
Yep. Honestly, if the pace continues to be like that, then that team that's gonna get 1 big win is probably going to win the entire match.
Yeah. Wait, they picked Roost Tubes. They didn't attempt the Pulse Width. We think it's actually possible. I think it's possible Foon did the tech at the very beginning, but that's really about it.
Yeah.
We didn't really get to see anybody's POVs that might have been doing the tech.
I guess Foons may have attempted it. I'm not really sure though, because he said he doesn't like the tech. But that's really as far as we can guess.
Yeah, because we haven't been. We could have pulled up his POV and looked on the side, but yeah, we didn't.
Yeah, Foons is talking something about clockwork, which I don't understand since I don't speak Finnish, but yeah, something about clockwork.
Nice. Maybe he's just talking about how much he doesn't like clockwork, which is the correct opinion. Maybe. Nah, there's no way he'd be benching himself, though. That'd be stupid.
I mean, clockwork Wumpa is not too bad, I guess. It really depends on...
Oh, he said that it's a last second pick. Okay. Zamu going wide, getting another.
It's kinda insane because like I usually like to play the support role, and whenever I try to go wide, I just end up with a super engine, and Zamu always manages to somehow draw a mask. It's insane. Wow. Okay.
There it is.
That's some insane movement right there. And he's also using the super engine pretty nicely, considering that he can't lose any fire because Slide Coliseum has no fire. He can just use the super engine to the full extent. A juiced up super engine has a duration of 13 seconds, if I'm not mistaken, and with Zamu taking out the entire enemy team and backbombing them, this is looking strong.
Kind of a
he still decides to go. I know, there's another mask.
Isn't that a rule break there? Aren't we only supposed to hit like 3 boxes from the same set?
I mean, I don't think you can do anything else right there on that spot. Like, if you jump down, you're basically guaranteed to hit many of those crates.
He's gonna do it again. Never mind, he got bombed off of it.
I mean, honestly, it's in rotten orb. It's yeah, he's going to juice it up and then he's just gonna fire it probably.
The movement.
Wow. I mean, that's some experimental movement right there.
Tech.
And he gets another mask.
He's testing out the pulse width tech. That's what it is, man. So we see Onks is out in front right now, followed by Boons.
Honestly, at this hero, it's another mask. Okay, you can tell me what you want, but those item rolls are just ridiculous. Like, that's out of the ordinary.
Hacking. Unbelievable. Yeah, we going fast.
Yeah, we going very fast right there.
And they might top 4.
Yeah.
He's
and he gets
in.
3 juice bombs. That's a really good item roll right there. He can just snipe him on that long straight section here with that bomb.
Wait for it. Not quite.
Nah, it's probably not. And it's the wow, perfectly trapped.
Oh my! Oh, but then Shanks.
Wow, Shanks comes back with the mask. Close one.
Alright, so no top 4 for Finland, but
I mean, to be honest, Zamu had pretty much the perfect items to just keep everyone of the enemy team in the back. So this was a pretty insane race, to be honest. Like, especially from Zamu's perspective, he just took everyone out, but of course with... How many masks did he have?
I'm not counting. I'm not about to count that shit. That was more than 10. That is definitely double-digit masks.
He had 6 masks that entire race. That's more masks than some people get in an entire 10-track war.
Yeah, that's God, 6 doesn't seem right. It honestly looked like he got like 10 or more.
Yeah. I mean, it's basically because he had to just juice them all, and the juiced up mask lasts about 5 seconds longer than the unjuiced mask.
Yeah.
It's something like that, yeah.
But yeah, really strong finish there for Finland. That's massive point gain for them.
Yeah, that's a huge point gain. Let me update the scores real quick. Oh wow, that was a really good race. Really nice to watch.
Yeah, I mean, we got to see Zamu kind of monkeying out a little bit, and then just immediately going into like another 3 masks in a super engine in a row. Just, ooh. Right,
yeah, so I mean, a super engine is a really good item on Slide Coliseum. It's pretty much one of the best items on Slide Coliseum. The super engine is usually a bit weak on other tracks, but on Slide Coliseum it's actually one of the most important items you can get.
Yeah. Yeah, so we're gonna move into Mega Mix Mania now. Another one that's potentially got some pulse width movement, but probably not gonna be utilized here.
I mean, the time trial community is actually experimenting with that right now to see if there's like an actual use case for pulse width tag on Mega Mix Mania. I theorized that maybe hitting the fence before the long downhill maybe an idea to actually initialize a speed ghost and to use pulse attack, but it's something that we just have to look into, or still, like, we aren't sure yet if that can be put into practice. Another mask, excuse me.
Except he hits Foons instead.
Yeah, but he can just take everyone out basically already. Yeah, and he gets.
Yeah.
Wow, he just takes everyone out.
Three.
Yeah, he knocked out 3 people.
Yeah, there it is. So now Hank's out in front. Zamu literally right behind him. Zamu can start to back spam now because right behind him is
yeah,
and
we actually see Zamu placing the TNT on the downhill, which means one of them will use the TNT tech, which is ridiculously powerful on Mega Mix Mania because of the speed
it is
ghost.
Possible.
Yeah.
That not Zamu, that Foons could use it because I think it's Foons that's hosting.
No, Foons not hosting, it's someone else.
Oh, okay.
But even then, the player who's hosting can basically hop into the TNT. Oh, Onks is hosting, okay, so... Yeah, Onks can basically make use of the TNT tech, which would grant him an insane speed boost. And he will probably check if the TNT is still there. Yeah, the TNT is still there, so... If Onks gets it, we will see the icon.
So let's look at the minimap here. Yeah. And do we see the massive speed coming out from, I don't really... It didn't look like it.
No. I think you probably missed it.
Yeah. So right now we just have the top 4 is just Finland.
Yeah, we see Shanks falling down on the shortcut. Is pretty far behind together with GP Blast.
It's pretty much all of the Finnish players.
Oh, there's a nice Nitro there blocking the shortcut.
Yeah, very hard to see on.
Yeah, it's very hard to see and also very hard to take the shortcut with that Nitro.
Okay, so as Zamu passed that, we could actually see that the TNT was still there. So once again,
might use it this time.
3.
Oh, and he gets hit. Wow. Okay. Let's see if the TNT is still there. Yeah, the TNT is still there. Yeah, and Onks gets hit, unfortunately. So they are breaking a little bit again into the top 4, but yeah, with that hit, it's gonna be a bit harder.
Yep. Yeah, so your top 2 are pretty much gone at this point. It is possible. I mean, Zamu's got a shield.
Yeah.
So unless Zamu kind of slows down to, try to make a play.
I mean, there's an orb coming, but that won't affect him, so...
It's a second orb, by the way. There was already one. And it looks like Hanks actually got hit by that. I'm not gonna cause too much damage because it's pretty much right before the blue fire pack.
Yeah, the top 2 is gone. Like they are gonna be top 2. But then again, with Foons taking out Black Zero, it looks like they are top 4 again now, and they might actually be able to keep it this time.
Zamu Onks can hang back and make sure nobody gets past him.
We've seen Zamu trap the crate right there. I hope he plays the beaker correctly, because if the beaker is placed correctly, it's almost impossible to see, and anyone who attempts to get an item there will run into it. So look at the minimap. Okay, nobody's taking it. But yeah, this looks like a solid top 4.
Gap. Yeah, big gap between 4 and 5. This is pretty much almost set. Yeah,
and it's a top 4.
Go ahead and assume it. Yeah.
Ooh,
those last 2 races are huge.
Yeah.
For Finland. Started off with the first 3 races just making everything super close, and then just out of nowhere. Yeah, will Zamu pull a mask off the start again on the next race?
Yeah, but I mean, we are at halftime now. I'm pretty sure that Peru is gonna enforce a whole switch, so things might turn around because of that.
Yeah, and we'll see if there ends up being any substitutions coming in. So, at the end of the first half, got Finland ahead by pretty large amount, sizable lead after those last two races. We still have 5 tracks to go.
Yep.
Being Engine Labs, Pompu Pyramid, Polar Pass, Clockwork, and then Tiger Temple. Pompu's will be interesting, at least a little bit. Pompu's tends to be a little bit of a slugfest, so that could be something.
Yeah. Pompu's Pyramid is one of those tracks where item interactions tend to happen very early on because the item crate set the first one is literally behind the finish line, so... Yeah. Oh, and we don't see a host switch, I think.
Yeah, you see a lot of them readying up already.
Yeah.
Maybe not. Good question here. So we see Roka and Shanks still haven't readied up. Black Zero unreadies as well. We're probably communicating now. Yeah, because none of the Peruvians are readied up now. So, Engine Lab's gonna be our next pick. I don't know what really to expect. Every time I see this track, I expect that it's usually kind of boring, but it's actually not really that bad. It's relatively balanced track.
Yeah, but then again, a balanced track also means we are going to see a lot of staleness in some way, because on Engine Labs usually the finishing positions are mostly decided very early on. So it's kind of a double-edged sword, I think.
Yeah, Engine Labs, you can kind of, it's not even really explosive, but yeah, definitely you kind of get the positions within the first lap or so. There might be a little bit of variation maybe on lap 2 or 3, but if what you have on lap 3 is usually what you'll end with unless something really big happens.
Yeah.
Then Pompu's is just gonna be a slugfest the whole time, pretty much.
I mean,
Polar Pass
one player
is kind of a nightmare.
One player is probably going to escape on Pompu's Pyramid, as always. There's always that one player that manages to escape all item spam and just front runs and wins the entire thing. Also on Pompu's Pyramid it's very hard to catch up usually. Although Pompu's Pyramid has the interesting thing where you can actually manage to do cross-section hits, which means when you pass on the second shortcut, you can basically hit someone who just passed the finish line. So
or we might, vice versa.
Yeah, or vice versa. Yeah, that works too. So yeah, maybe we see some of those. Yeah, and then Polar Pass. Yeah, Blue Fire Track. Same as Clockwork Bomba, basically.
Yeah, and both of those are pretty much laid out in the same way.
Yeah.
Too. The whole first lap, you don't have Blue Fire, and then you get it like right at the end.
Yep, basically, yeah. So they are kind of similar in terms of like the general track design, not visually, but just rather where turbo pads are and stuff.
It's gonna be interesting to see Tiger Temple though. There's as you mentioned earlier with the pulse with tech.
Yeah. Yep. On Tiger Temple,
negating some of your off-road slowdown.
Yeah, that's actually possible. You can do pulse with tech on Tiger Temple to cancel out all slowdown from the grass. You can just use pulse attack all over the shortcut or all over the grass basically, and that might be helpful because there's usually, if you want to do the ultra fast grass cut, there's one spot that you need to hit, and nowadays if you have a good front runner, that person is probably going to put an item in that spot so that other people hit it. But if you do pulse attack to actually go around that item, I think that would be a really good play.
Yeah.
And also we are starting without a host switch, so
no host change and no substitutions.
Yep.
Interesting.
No host change, no substitutions. Really interesting.
That's what I just said.
Yeah. Yeah, I just wanted to repeat it.
Okay.
I wanted to stress it again.
Yeah. Alright, so we're gonna probably see Zamu. I'm gonna take a stab in the dark and say he's probably gonna go wide for Wumpa, and then he's gonna grab a mask, you know, undeniably.
Yep.
And then he's gonna grab the second Wumpa crate and just plow through everybody.
Yep.
Taking bets right now.
Yep. I mean, I guess Samu is probably going to attempt slowdown.
Yeah, pretty much guaranteed that he's gonna slow down.
Yeah. If he rolls another mask, then I'm quitting life. Oh, he gets collisioned. He gets collisioned away. And draws a turbo boost.
And no mask. Oh shit, this race is cursed.
Yeah, this is not how he wants races to start.
He's gotta make sure he doesn't run into Hanks. But he's gotta wait to use this super engine. At the very least. Ooh, and Zama gets taken down. Alright, so Shank's currently out in front. And then... Oh, they changed some of their characters around. It's gonna throw me off. What the hell is this small norm?
The small norm? Oh, someone changed character. It has to be someone from Peru. Because...
yeah, I think that's Peru.
The Finnish players are all Pura, except Foons. Foons the pinstripe, so... yeah, I don't know who it is exactly, but I guess if we look at the old screenshots, someone is missing, and I think
it's the clown?
I think it's Roka. Yeah, I think it's Roka. Roka was the clown penguin, and he's now the small norm.
Oh, someone from Peru is pinstripe now. Oh. Oh god, this is really gonna get confusing.
What? Really?
Okay, so a warp orb coming in the...
Oh, yeah, true. Someone from Peru is now pinstripe and Foons is Pura. Wow. Oh, and Zamu's stopping to not get hit. I mean, I guess that's not what he wanted, and he respawns with blue fire.
Oh no. Okay.
I mean, I think that slowdown that he did right there as he saw someone approaching with a mask to not get hit after passing the SDP, that's a really good move right there. Many people don't do that. Many people just continue to drive and then they get hit after the blue fire pad and then they have no fire and then... yeah, complain.
Yeah. Okay, so... getting ready to get started in lap 4, I believe Shank's out in front and another Peruvian player in second, followed up by, let me try to count here, but I'm pretty sure pretty much all of our Finnish players are clumped up again, it seems, except for Zamu.
Yep, Zamu is pretty much so far behind that catching up is very unlikely. He is probably going to end up in 8th place. The best thing that he can hope for is rolling an orb or a clock to support his teammates, because as we can see, Shanks right there has no kind of protection. Yeah, I jinxed it. I jinxed it.
Zamu was trying to go for one of the crossover hits. It didn't look like he hit it though.
Yeah.
It was kind of a last ditch play, but yeah, it didn't work out. Here's our last minute warp orb.
Yeah, I mean...
that does something.
Oh, and Shanks is kinda...
he loses his shield.
Yeah, he's a bit... He's not really cautious enough.
Okay, there goes
but
our warp orb.
I mean, he's probably going to make it to the finish line before that orb even arrives, so I guess it's not too bad, and he should place a Nitro on the STP here, which he doesn't do for some reason, okay? He's not even putting anything down, like, why?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, maybe it's just because his teammate's right behind him, but...
yeah, but with good communication, that's more effective than... But I mean, top 2 is kinda nice in that case, and they make some extra points because Sam was last, so... that's a nice small comeback, I guess.
Yeah. They probably could have salvaged more points by, you know, back spamming a little bit harder, but yeah, for sure. Definitely. A win is a win. So, Peru goes 1-2-6-7 this time. Because the GP Blast was the pinstripe there. And then Roka is the small norm. I suggested this yesterday, and maybe It's a dumb kind of rule to enforce, but I do kind of wish we could find a way to kind of force people to go with a scheme of some sort, whether it's
Yeah.
characters or colors. Just because, I mean, for spectators and even commentators, like we at least have the screenshots of the scores that we can kind of look over and be like, oh yeah, that was this character.
Yeah.
But to be able to just look at it and be like, okay, all of the Megumis are, America, and all of these Puras are Finland.
Yeah, I really feel like there should be a rule that teams like even as a player, I sometimes get confused if the enemy team plays like 4 different characters.
I was gonna say that. So thinking this in this situation, right? If you're the Finnish team and you've been playing with Foons, always playing as Pinstripe, right? Wouldn't it kind of throw you off if somebody from Peru picks or starts to play as Pinstripe instead? And even worse if they wanted to pick the exact same skin. I mean, you have the little nameplates, and you can still obviously communicate with them and say, "Oh yeah, no, I'm the one in
but honestly,
first place."
Honestly, from playing the game a lot myself, I can say that when you look at the minimap, the first thing you see is the kind of character. Like the character is the one thing that you notice the most. And if I And that's why I personally always prefer some kind of color coordination. Like, for example, if my team is everyone's playing Pura, I look at the minimap and there's a Pura behind me, I know, okay, I'm safe. But there are a lot of people that just play whatever character they feel like just because they don't like whatever character their team decided for, and I think that's the wrong mindset. And I really think color coordination would benefit so many more people than just spectators, but also just the players and stuff.
Yeah, I 100% agree.
Like, it doesn't necessarily need to be
all the same character.
Yeah, character coordination or
you
skin.
could go with themes, you could go with colors, like as long as there's some sort of way to be like think of like Velo's Champions, of course, right? Like how they literally just play Velo's Champions.
You can play the CTR bosses, or you can play the CNK bosses, or you can play the Beanox squad, which is kinda cool. You don't need necessarily the same character, but rather just something that makes you look more like you belong to each other.
Yeah, for sure.
And he slows down to get a mask right there. It's
sixth place mask this time.
Yeah, I mean, he hits onks because there's no way to really avoid someone on that narrow section. But then again, team killing someone is okay. If you can take 4 of the enemy players out and 1 of your own team, then that's worth it in most cases.
Yeah, unfortunately, this was a case of 1 for 1.
Yeah.
So a little bit less worth, but still okay. Oh, and he hits that green beaker.
Yeah.
Didn't quite react in time. It's gonna ditch that TNT to pick up a bomb. Does not have any Wumpa though. Shakes off the TNT. Shank's currently out in front. We do have another Finnish player out in front, but Shank's
that's
in second
Foons.
place.
That's Foons.
Yeah, Foons out in front.
Wow.
Decent gap too. Zamu missing the
jump. He made a play on my IQ level right there.
Currently putting some sloth brain down.
Wow.
On the floor right
and
now.
He gets at point blank. Wow. Destruction.
Now, don't forget, this is kind of what it looked like on Slide Coliseum first. So, we might see some big comebacks again.
I mean, then again, on Slide Coliseum, it's also a lot easier to catch up if you are behind, because in AS players you mostly roll masks and super engines, and those 2 items really help you on Slide Coliseum. But on Purpose Pyramid, both of these items are a lot weaker. So yeah, it really just depends.
Dude, I don't know. This whole race is just kind of a clown fiesta. There's not big enough gaps to where like here he is. He's pulling up on Shanks, gets the takedown.
Yeah.
He's gonna rush through this pyramid. The person right in front of him though is I believe 2 teammates in front of him.
Yeah,
so
that's
he's not gonna
Hanks and Onks.
Hit anybody else.
Oh, he's trying to go for the cross section hit, but unfortunately he's too far behind. Zamu rolls an infinite supply of masks, and he gets another mask.
Somebody check this guy's console.
Why?
We're really getting the infinite mask cheat around here.
And another one right there. Let's fucking go. This couldn't be me. I mean, he basically drove the last 2 laps with mask entirely.
Let's look at his lap times, like what at the end here.
Yeah, 27.
So we see a 27 and a 26 lap.
I mean, considering that he lost fire basically everywhere, those laps are kinda okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this is a big loss for Team Finland. It's a 7-point loss because they had bottom 3.
Yeah. 3 races left with a 21-point gap, though. So they still need to make that same amount of point difference.
Yep.
Every single race to catch up.
Yep.
At least I think the elimination round is gonna be 20 tracks. So yeah, they're gonna take a little bit longer. So.
Meanwhile,
okay, so Shanks was last.
Chile versus UK still hasn't even done their draft yet?
Yep, because there's a player unavailable.
Sounding kind of epic. Like to hear it. So we might actually be able to jump into partway into their match. I will, if that's gonna be the case, I will take some screenshots. I'll pull up one of their streams and take screenshots if we want to try to transition into it after this set.
Wait, did Shanks? Oh no, Shanks actually won. Okay, that changes everything, and now I made the scores wrong.
Wait, Shanks won that?
Yeah, Shanks won that because no wait, he got last. Yeah, he got last. Okay, no. In that case, it's correct. Then that's not a 7-point win. It's only a 1-point win.
Okay.
I was confused for a moment. Yeah, he was not glitched.
But yeah, so we do only have 3 races left. Chile versus UK, hopefully starting soon-ish. But you know, like I said, we might be able to just jump right into that afterwards. I'll try to keep track of their scores if they do get started while we're still in the middle of this one. Of course, I'm making this decision for you. You can easily tell me to fuck off.
I mean, I would be fine. Like, if they could wait 3 more races, I would totally be down to start from the stretch.
Yeah.
I mean, now that they've waited for so long.
Okay, let's see some item strats going on here. Gonna probably see some.
Oh, Zamu. Did he go for double bumper?
It looked like he went for it, but he only got 1. So.
Okay, he doesn't get a good item roll this time.
Yeah, he does get the squish on Roka, though.
Which is kind of nice, but it's not really that big of a deal.
Everybody going for the big boy. At least one person failed it looks like. And one person fails it again. Looking good. See a little bit of slugfest going on here. Gets the back bomb. Nice play, Zamu. Alright. Shanks out in front, though. And looks like that was Onks. Yeah, Onks hits the nitro, but it's fine. He does continue along. Not much time lost there.
Oh, Zamu with the tactical slowdown.
Tactical slowdown, letting his teammate make the pass on him.
Yeah.
So he's going to initiate Zamu tech mode.
Yeah, he's probably going to try to keep the enemies in the back now.
We see some shuffling around to 4th place. So currently, Onks is actually down there in 4th. Kind of. He was neck and neck with one of the other Peruvians, but seems not to be the case anymore.
I mean, they have winning positions.
Yeah. Shanks still out in front, not even really by a huge amount either. I mean, actually, no. When you start looking at the actual minimap, it's a huge amount. I forget there's a 5-second difference.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's still like, considering that Jenks is unprotected, he might still be able to get taken out by a warp or a clock if team. Oh no, they can't because 7th and 8th place are locked.
Well, there did come a warp orb in. It's probably
Yeah.
gonna take his shield away.
Yeah. I mean, considering that he has a blue shield now, it's kind of fortunate for him. But then again, we also see who is that player? It's Black Zero who's breaking into top 4 right now, and yeah.
Please move your mouse. Karma, please move your mouse.
Oh.
Fucking. So moving into lap 5 though, still decent gap between Shanks and
there's another
else.
orb
There is
coming.
another orb coming in, yeah. So
and
could see something.
That might damage. Oh no, it might not. Okay, JR Jenks basically won that race. He's so far ahead, and that orb will get him.
The shield. Yeah, Zamu started cycling out items to try to get something else instead of the blue shields that he had. Probably kind of a misplay since he was already up there a little bit in front. I don't think he really...
Oh, another
He's about
orb.
to get hit by another orb after throwing away yet another shield.
And that actually changes some things, and I think...
I mean, that shield doesn't do anything. That orb doesn't do anything for Zamu at least, but the other positions maybe.
But I think that's now a win for Team Peru, and not a small one.
Peruvians. Oh my, yeah, we're now 1-3-4, and a lot of
and 7th,
as you tend to see in a pass. Yeah, that's actually a big win again for Peru.
Yeah.
Starting to clutch it back here.
I mean, they still have some work to do, so... I mean, honestly, those two races in the middle, where Finland almost had top 4 2 times, really put Peru a lot in the back, basically. It put them so far behind, and yeah.
I'll wait for you to do the scores up because my tiny brain cannot math.
Yeah, the relatable. And if my math is correct, then we see a 20-point difference right now. Which is still doable, and especially in a track like Clockwork Wumpa, which is very volatile in its nature. So race shifts tend to happen there a bit more frequently.
Yeah. This one will be... This tends to be a relatively boring race IMO. Because there's always the combo back spam, and there's always somebody breaking away. There's usually just big gaps, and everybody spaces out within a couple laps.
By the way, I'm just saying, if we're gonna do UK versus Chile after, we are gonna see some spicy tracks because EA and Roost Tubes both have been picked.
Oh, hell yeah! That is what I like to see.
Yeah.
Let's look here. Let's look at the spectator link.
Yeah, but at the current pace, we can probably finish this and then move over to UK versus Chile.
Yo, so looking at their picks right now, they have Hot Air Skyway, Ruse Tube, Mystery Caves, another Pampu's Pyramid pick, Electron, Cortex, Meteor Gorge. Oh shit, we gotta see some Poncho tech.
Yeah.
Oh man, this is gonna be a mess. I'm excited.
Yeah, it's gonna be a fun match.
Hell yeah. Alright, so Zamu yet again not getting a mask, unfortunately. Gets bombed. So now down into 8th place. Shanks is currently 7th. But so we see top 3, Finland.
Yeah, Zamu's again plowing through with the masks right there, and juice up missiles. So yeah. Oh, Zamu gets taken out. Very nice. I mean, it's directly before the blue one he gets an orb. Like, what kind of item rolls are these?
I mean, he's just fulfilling his position. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean,
Plays the
kinda.
support role. Just has the luck to get the items he needs.
Yeah.
You know, as soon as he tosses this thing out, he's gonna get another 4 masks in a row and catch up and knock everybody out again.
I mean, you can't deny that Zamu is a very strong item player. Like, he's pretty much the best item user. But to be honest, given the power item rolls that he gets, or just general item rolls that he gets, making good plays is also a lot easier. Because, like, when you are stuck in 8th place and you try to play a support role and you only get super engines, then yeah, you can't really do much, leave much of an impact, you know. But of course, Zamu is now struggling with an issue that many players have when they sit in the back with a power item. He can't defend himself. So
yeah, he's just kind of sitting here like with an item that he can't really use right away because he's probably waiting for some dodges.
Yeah, I mean, considering that the Finland team has almost top 3, I guess it's worth it, kinda. And this is the last lap for them now, so he's going to fire the orb at the expense of maybe taking out Foons at most. But Ongs and Hangs are probably protected. And yes, Zamu can just plow through now. He can just take everyone out.
I don't know if he's actually going to be able to. Maybe.
Maybe. He can maybe get 7th or 6th. Depends
this
on...
This might have ended up being a misplay, though. Because so far, he hasn't moved up a spot, and the only thing that's happened is...
no, he's gonna catch up. I mean, he's gonna... Oh, okay, Shanks has a mask, so it's gonna be difficult for Zamu to overtake him. And he falls. Okay, that... Oh, no,
he could have gotten 7.
Yeah. He kinda threw it at the end right there.
Yep. So, not the best of plays for Finland there. But I think this lock them out.
This means that Finland won.
Okay.
We have one more match, one more track though, but we definitely won this already.
So day 2, actually, I didn't get to watch any of yesterday's matches aside from the one we commentated on. But the only match that we both commentated on was one that was
Japan versus Brazil.
Done by the time the 8th track was done, if I remember right. So this one's at least a little bit closer. The last track not mattering, but you know.
Yeah.
Still kind of. It's always. I mean, I said it yesterday, but I'm gonna say it again. It's always kind of sad when you still have like an entire race to go.
Yeah.
And it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
All things considered.
Yeah. I mean, the points still matter for the ranking at the end, but that's only going to come into effect when teams are tied in terms of wins. Then the point difference will matter. But otherwise, teams are gonna be sorted by their number of wins, and yeah. I mean, the points still matter, but not as much anymore.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, minimizing point difference is important. So
yeah.
that is definitely true. They're already getting started with Tiger Temple, so that's cool because
also, by the way,
UK versus Chile hasn't populated their
yeah,
lobby
yeah,
yet.
yeah, they haven't started yet, so we might be ready in time for Chile versus Great Britain.
And Ireland.
Great Britain and Ireland, yeah. And Scotland and Wales, except nobody is from those countries.
Nice. Beautiful. Let's see if I get to see any interesting movement tech on this race at the very least. We didn't get to really see any pulse width movement on our roost tubes, so it'd be kind of cool to see if we can get something going on here.
Yeah.
Just for showcase's sake.
If not, then
for the slowdown.
We can expect to see it in the next war.
Yeah, I think for sure we'll see it next war.
Yeah, I know Georgia has been practicing it and stuff, so and Samu again with the mask and infinite reserves, and once he crosses the turbo pad, he's gonna... Wow, he actually jumps over it!
Yeah, unbelievable.
Yeah, he's gonna use that mask. Wow, and he gets
another one.
If I had those item rolls... Wow, he hits him without doing anything! Okay, that's kind of unfortunate.
Alright, goes through the fast grass, knocks down another Nature Knight member, now currently having a top... No, never mind, not top 3.
Can we talk about how 2 masks were enough to propel him from 8th place to 2nd, and now he back bombs the player in 3rd place?
I mean, I've been saying this for ages, but I mean, Tiger Temple is just kind of a fancy oval track.
Yeah,
like, it's a really short track, all things considered.
But it's still one of the most popular tracks. Oh yeah, opens the shortcut.
I'm curious if that was like on purpose, like he wanted to go for it, or what.
I'm pretty sure he made that on purpose. Yeah, I mean, if anyone is not aware, opening the shortcut is allowed, but actually taking the shortcut is not allowed, because the shortcut has many issues in high latency lobbies.
Yep, so that's been banned for a little while.
Yeah, for a couple of weeks now. And wow, he almost hits that red beaker, but approaches the Wumba crate very cautiously and traps it completely. I mean, the long straight section here is a really popular spot to backbomb people. And I hope he doesn't roll into... Yeah, okay, nice. Also nice crate snipe from Zamu there with the bomb. Okay. He opens the shortcut again.
Yeah. Alright, we're gonna see Foons crossing the finish line soon. TM.
Wow, and he jumps over the fire.
This little swag strap.
Yeah, that's just swaggy. I mean, top 4 anyway. It's just.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a really good closeout right there. Strong win.
Alright, well, that was... I mean, they kept it really close for the first few races for sure.
And actually for the majority of the war.
Alright, so there you go. You can plug in our scores, get our final scores, and we can start getting ready for Chile versus UK and Ireland.
So, here we have the end result, which is 218. 218 to 172.
God damn, massive difference within the last couple races too. But yeah, they definitely kept it nice and tidy. Again, remember, don't forget this was the top seed versus the 16th seed, by the way.
Yeah.
Like this is literally the bottom seed versus the top seed, and they were able to keep it close. This wasn't remotely a slaughter.
Yeah, that's true. Like the last 2 races were kinda one-sided, but for the most part this match has been really tight. And we have seen some really good races and really good plays from both teams, so yeah, but GG's to Finland, really well played.
Yeah.